every few months, I have this great forgetting. I seem to rediscover that actually drinking water is very good for me. This new piece of information that you are not able to digest and live life off of forever now. This new piece of information that I'm now cycling through. I lived like that, then old self, then live like that a little bit more than old self. That is how my nervous system has adapted to it, by collecting data through cycling. And that does not mean I have failed. I have known a lot of disciplined people in my life, like my sister and this cousin brother of mine, who will just study. Like they have always been at that phase of just do it. I recently, a few weeks ago, realized that the just do it phase does happen, but it can happen much, like that's the stage 2 of someone doing it. For special people who are anxious and who are hyper vigilant, or who have had a lot of trauma, or who are scared of their, who are made to be scared of their own shadow, who are immigrants, who have just a lot of baggage, for us, I realized that there can be something like the stage 1. It's not to give advice like you have to go through stage 1, but it's what I realized that, oh, after I did get through this weird sinusoidal stage 1, I did get to stage 2 and things made sense. And when someone said, just do it, I didn't want to throw a chappal at their face. So while I thought that that was true of creative work only, I'm now realizing that this stage 1, this cyclical sinusoidal wave stage, is also true for a lot of habit building. The other day, I was driving off of my physiotherapist's office, and I thought to myself, he made me do a few exercises and they were new at first, and he was like, don't forget to breathe. I'm like, yeah, true, actually that's why I'm getting a dull headache from that. He's like, yeah, sometimes when we do something new, we forget to breathe. And I went on this spiral, and I realized every time I live life, for the last 8 years of me living my life on my own, I realized that all of these good things that someone says, I hear them, but then every few months, I have this great forgetting. Every few months, I seem to rediscover that actually drinking water is very good for me. Like staying hydrated is so good, and going to the gym is such a great idea, and stretching is so good. This is so basic. Why am I rediscovering this all over again? Why am I forgetting it in the first place? I connected it to that stage 1 of creativity that I recently talked about, which I think is my life's greatest invention or life's greatest realization. Why is that guy looking at me? I just stared at him and then I made him uncomfortable. Usually, Indian guys don't get, they get phased. They don't always get phased if you stare back at them, but he did. Okay? That is like my life's greatest work that I realized. So, if you have been made to be scared, or if you've been like in like a traumatic household, you're always observed, and anything you do, even the right thing that you do, is like you will get beaten for it, or some matter will like bad things will happen even when you did the right thing. So in my adult life, when I do the right thing, I am filled with such euphoric like joy and excitement after doing the right thing that I can't handle it. Like I am actually scared of waking at 6 a.m. 7 days in a row, because that's too much. I can't be that successful. Like, no way. I'm scared of having the perfect day. Because once I'll have the perfect day, but I'll be so happy from it that the next day I can't handle it. My nervous system can't handle it. And so that information, that thing that I did, like for an example, just drinking water is really good for you. Okay, but now I'm just a person who is hydrated all the time. Progress in habit building is not as linear as people make it out to be, at least not for me, because I have this baggage of overthinking, and I'm hyper vigilant, and I am anxious, and all of that. So for me, I discover a piece of information. For an easy example, just, oh, drinking water is really good for you. Or protein, oh my god, I hate protein. I eat it, I know it's good for me, but I'm tired of it, is what I mean. Eating protein is very good for you. So I'm eating protein. I'm trying to make an effort to eat like a lot of protein at every meal. Not just protein, a balanced diet, like fiber and everything. And after a point, I'm so tired and bored of it that I just want to revert to my old self for a while. Because yeah, okay, I lived like my new self for a bit, but that change is new. Change is not what I'm used to. I wasn't made to be comfortable with change. I wasn't made to be confident or just accept new things as they happen to me. Indians are very risk averse and change averse. A lot of the times they can rub us the wrong way, and so I need to revert to my old self for a while. And then it's like few months later I rediscover actually protein is really good for me, or drinking water is really good for me. Let me try that again. Except the second time I try it, I know what it's like the first time I tried it. So I can try it for a little bit longer the second time. And then I'll fall off the wagon again for a while, because there's some change. My body accepted it. That was too much. And then it happens again and again and again, until you keep coming back to it a little faster than you did the first time. And for me, habit building or bandwidth building or anything has been like that. It's been cyclical, because my body doesn't feel safe to just linearly from today onwards I'm this person who's always hydrated. Now staying hydrated is like a simpler version of it, but there's other things too, like mental reframes that you think are going to change your brain chemistry and you're going to live like, because you know the secrets of life, you're now successful. It doesn't work like that. I thought it was supposed to, I thought it was broken. I thought like the disciplined people and the people, I thought that will never happen for me. But as it turns out, it can take time for certain people. I'm not telling you that you should do this. I'm telling you that this is what I experienced. And if you did too, you're not alone. I was going to say something, I forgot. So let's say I read a lot of Pinterest quotes, and sometimes some of them are bangers. It's like, oh my god, wow, this changed my life. And then I forget them after a while, and then I read them again. It's like I had that great forgetting. Every few months I'm having a great forgetting. Why? It's because even if my brain logically knows piece of information that is life changing, my body doesn't know it. There is a few years of lag between my nervous system catching up to the logical information that my brain knows. Knowing something logically versus knowing something emotionally in your body are two very different things. And that lag that my nervous system faces is because of a lot of trauma and other things that I've faced. A lot of people who weren't made to feel safe from change, a lot of people who felt like they were watched constantly and every move they do is going to result in something, in violence or in a lot of shouting or profanity. For me it was like that. So in my adulthood, I'm really trying. I'm trying to stay hydrated, or life's word. I'm trying to like be successful from this new quote I read. But now I realize that I'm not silly or broken for not being able to. I'm not silly for having this great forgetting. Someone on Thread said this. This was a month ago I read it. Every few months I have a great forgetting of everything I've ever known, and then I rediscover it somehow because it either recycles in my feed or I just come across it in some other way. I was like, that is, I wish I was the one who said it, right? This great forgetting didn't come from me. I read it somewhere and now I'm expanding on that of what it means to me. But I wish it was so well said, and everybody related to it. It had like so many likes. I was like, we all have this. I was not crazy. I knew it. We all feel this way. But now I know, especially because I talked about the thing with creativity. I realize it's not just for creativity. It's for anything new you're trying to do. Any little habit you think should now be part of your life. It's not linear for some people, as it turns out, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you or that you're broken. It just means all these external factors affect us, because we are not a piece of rock. We are a human being, so of course things affect us, and of course they have lived in our nervous system. This new piece of information that you are not able to digest and live life off of forever now. This new piece of information that I'm now cycling through. I lived like that, then old self, then live like that a little bit more than old self. Yeah, but now I know, now I have some data. That is how my nervous system has adapted to it, by collecting data through cycling. And that does not mean I have failed. That just means my nervous system is so old, like it was developed as a child, that it is healing. This is cyclic. Learning is healing. It's just misfiring the first time around, and if you feel like it has misfired for you, it doesn't mean that you're like broken or something is wrong with you. Because it happened to me, and I think it would have been nice to hear it from someone else, but because I stewed in it for so long, I noticed that with my creative work. I noticed that with the impressionist painting I'm trying to do, which I'm not consistent as. I'm still deep in the stage one for impressionist painting. But with podcasting or like this video essays that I'm doing, i'm I'm on the threshold of crossing stage 1 and going into stage 2, because now I've observed that even if I don't feel like it, I speak and I'm making an episode. Even if I'm tired, I'm making an episode. That's because I've crossed that very like sad stage where I didn't do much for months. But because I've done a few other things, I feel like I'm not crazy. This was not a one off thing. This it's just how it works for me. So if you're out there and this is just how it also happened to work for you, you're not alone.